Welcome everyone. It's great to see you all here. We're going to be starting over the next few minutes. Just waiting for more attendees to join in. If I am audible, do mention in the chat window. It will be at the bottom of your screen. Do say hi or do say hey, good evening. Yes, good evening to everyone. Great to see your participation. I think it's going to be really good. So today, as you know, we are having our second session or second episode of the digital marketing webinar series. We've been having these sessions over the from last week, and we're continuing up until the end of June as well. So every Tuesdays, we will be having a session. Today we have Kaushal, who's going to be taking us through episode 2, and you do not need to have attended the first session to understand what's happening in the session currently. Like we do for all of our sessions, we're going to start off with an introductory poll. So you're going to see your screen flash, a poll flash upon your screen. Do just put that in so that Kaushal is aware and understands the dynamic and demographic of the audience right now. I think you can see the poll flashing across your screen right now. So it'll be great to see your responses and engaging for this session. Great, I can see people responding. Can you see, Kaushal? Are you able to see the poll?
Yes. Clear.
Brilliant.
Happy to see the number of people voting.
Yes. Yes. Brilliant. I can see a lot of people, already 20%. So last week we had a session with Vaibhav Sisinti on driving organic traffic on LinkedIn. I think you would have received a recorded link on your email. We will be sending that again. The recording for today's session is going to be sent to you post the session. It will be given to you tomorrow, so please do hold on for that. It will be given to you via YouTube, so you can watch it. You can, when other people ask in the chat during the session, you can even mention that it is going to be available. But I think we're just going to wait for probably a minute or so more. I can see 70% of people have already voted. 310 out of 400 people, 440 people have attended. We're seeing a bulk of people wanting to upskill and have more knowledge. Bulk of our people are from sales and marketing, and 65% we have from 0 to 3 years of experience. That's amazing.
Wonderful. Quite a few people want to transition also. That's nice.
Yeah, career transition into 28%, 96 of you all want to transition. That's brilliant. So I think, so what's going to happen today for everyone's knowledge is the first 40 minutes or so, Kaushal will be talking about how do we start our career in digital marketing. The last 15 minutes, we're going to have an open Q&A. So I'm going to request everyone who has questions to add them in the Q&A tab. Please do add only relevant questions in the Q&A tab. So as Kaushal is going to go through the session as well, he will look at the Q&A and see the relevant questions to what he's teaching and pick those up. And towards the end, we will also pick up specific questions on how do I transition? How do I upskill more? How can I implement this in my current role? Different things around that. So we will take those questions. At around 8 o'clock, we have an existing upgrad alumni learner from digital marketing who was ex-Star Plus digital marketer. She will be coming for another 15 minutes or so just to take different questions that you might have. So just that again is not compulsory for everybody to attend, but if you're interested, you can stay in for those 15 minutes from 8 to 8:15. But without further ado, I think we can get going on this, Kaushal. I'm going to close the poll very shortly, but Kaushal is the founder and he'll be taking us through starting your career in digital marketing. I will be sharing the links for the next week's session as well in the chat window towards the end of the session. So do sign up for that if you're interested. Anyways, go on, over to you, Kaushal. All the best.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephen. Hello, everyone. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly start with this session. So welcome to all of you. And let's start with the session because we have just 45 minutes before the Q&A round. So to start with digital marketing, happy to know that many of you already are aware about digital marketing and would like to transition into digital. So when you look at digital marketing, let's demystify some of the things over here. There are multiple models in which digital media exist, or you could term it as types of digital marketing. They are owned media, earned media, and paid media. Owned is something like your website or email, which is your own property. That's the reason we term it as owned media. Earned media is more of your search and social channels where you're working on platforms like Facebook, Twitter, etc. Those platforms do not belong to you, but over the years, the followers, etc., that you gain is an earned property for you. So that's where we term it as earned media. And then we have paid media, wherein your ads on Google and Facebook could be termed as paid media. So digital marketing in India before the coronavirus stepped in, let's look at that picture, and then I'll also take you that, hey, what is the outcome of this particular impact of COVID on this particular industry? So the Indian industry is pegged at somewhere around 13.5 CR in the year 2019, and it's expected to grow to 4x by the year 2025. So that's the next 5 years. We are almost going to see a decent 28% compounded annual growth rate in this particular industry. And that's where we need more and more people to step into this industry to fulfill this particular demand, which is going to get generated. In terms of the investments, you will look, if you look at the 2019 numbers, social media and paid search commanded the major amount of spends or the investments which the agencies and the advertisers did on the digital media. If we segregate this based on industry, it was the FMCG and the e-commerce industry. So next time, if you're looking out for a job or looking out for a prospective client, you know which industries are going to invest the most in terms of digital marketing. One trend which we are seeing in the digital industry is a continuous decline in the desktop visits, and at the same time, a continuous increase which is happening in terms of the mobile usage. And this is the reason why more and more people are investing more on mobile in terms of platforms, in terms of advertising money, etc. So this is something which you need to keep in mind when you enter this particular industry, or if you're already an expert in the industry, you must already be doing this. Now you saw the growth numbers of almost around 4x kind of increase, 4.5x increase to be precise. Now, why is such a kind of growth projected? If you look at the penetration of internet in India, it's hardly around 40% as of now. It may have increased a little during this COVID days, but yes, 40-45%. If we look at this particular number, we have a big headroom to grow, both at the urban level as well as the rural medium. And that's where you're seeing investors investing a huge amount of money in organizations like Geo, who are digital first, etc. However, whatever growth I've projected is just for India as of now. But understand one thing, there is a much larger demand because the world is our market. And this is where once we fulfill the Indian demand, we could even take care of the other markets. So that's where there are limitless opportunities available in this particular industry, and more people enter this industry is desirable at this stage. So you are in the right session. Thank you for attending it. Let's look at the scenario after COVID, what's happening. This was a recent article. Many of you would have seen this article in the Economic Times on 9th of May. It said that the retailers are saying that there is a 5 to 10 times increase in their online store traffic. In fact, you're seeing even websites like Amazon getting sold out completely on some of the products. Now, this is where the traffic has increased. Definitely, it won't be this much big. It won't increase overnight by 5 to 10 times. But even after that, we see a decent spike coming in because of the COVID situation in the country in terms of digital. This is what is happening in Australia. So in Australia, there is the store called Ascent Group. Ascent Group is more of a Bata kind of store in India. Now, what they are doing is they're planning to shut down quite a few number of stores in their country, the physical stores, and shifting that entire money online. Now, because of this particular shift, if you look at it, the stock prices of this particular group increased by almost 21% in the last week, where the Indian economy stock market has fallen quite a bit. So this is what is going to happen. Many retailers who are offline are going to move online. And this is something which is going to increase the demand further. One of the initial study which has been done for India, where the projections for 2020 and the early part of 2021 is available, it is said that as compared to the previous estimates, almost all the channels are going to see a decent increase in the current year itself. Now, there are very few number of people who are expert in digital marketing, and that's where we need more hands to join us. Now, let's understand that how is this particular thing going to benefit you guys? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through the major careers or opportunities in digital marketing. Now you will have to understand one thing, that in digital marketing, there's lots of overlap. It depends on the individual organization, how they're approaching digital marketing. Let me give you an example. If it is a small organization, what they're going to do is they're going to take all the responsibilities of digital marketing and hand it over to one single person who would be, let's say, responsible for digital marketing. But if you think of large organizations like, let's say, Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, what these organizations need is they need each of the channels to be handled by respective experts. Now, when something like this is needed, what happens is there are several careers which several job opportunities which are available across each of the domain. Like, let's say there could be an expert for search engine optimization, and there would be an entire team working on search optimization. When I was at Myntra, I was handling a team of around 12 people who were working only on search engine optimization. So this is how big, in fact, organizations like Flipkart, Amazon would have much larger SEO teams than this as well. So many people dedicated to this. What we are going to do now is we are going to get into each of this respective channels and understand that these are just the major channels. I could not cover all the channels because of the paucity of time which we have during this particular session. So let's start with my favorite channel, search engine optimization. My first question to many of you would be, how many of you understand what is search engine optimization? If you are aware about it, you have the chat window which you will be able to see. Either raise your hands like many of you have already started doing, or just say yes in the chat window. Wow, wonderful. So of the almost 650 participants, we have a considerable number of people who are already aware about of SEO. For the people who are not aware about it, let me go take you through this. So many times you people search on Google, and Google is one of the largest search engine in India. Almost 97% of the users who use search engine to find something use Google in India at least. When you do a search on Google, let's say you're searching for e-commerce SEO services, you will see this kind of results coming in, right? And this is what we optimize via organic search. And that's what is termed as search engine optimization. So let's understand what are the major activities over here in terms of search engine optimization. It all starts with keyword research. Now, let's say I want a particular website to rank higher for shoes. When we want this particular website to rank higher for shoes, we know that shoes is a keyword. And this is what is the keyword research. So I'll identify keywords like shoes on, red shoes, black shoes, etc. and target a page of these pages. So let's say my shoes and shoes online keyword would go to a particular page. My black shoes may go to another page. Then we have to ensure that this kind of pages which are created have good number of products and content on those pages. If it is a blog, we need to ensure that there is good amount of content present on that page, the text content, or a website, if it is there, textual content is needed on that particular page. Then we do a technical SEO audit for all the engineers and other people who are from the IT stream, who have done their engineering. This is one of a great area to get in, because what you're doing here in technical SEO is you're evaluating the code which has been written by the company or the engineering team, and then auditing it in terms of your compliance of the code in terms of the Google algorithms. So Google has multiple algorithms, and when you are doing an audit of this, that's where many engineers enjoy doing technical SEO audit. Once the technical audit is done, what the SEO guys do is they optimize the website or the product, and with that, they also do multiple link building activities within the website and outside the website also. So maybe they will do some link building from Quora or some other websites to get more and more Google web crawlers come on this particular website which has been optimized. Post that, one important area of digital marketing is the reporting and data analysis. We'll speak more about this particular section in the later slides, but once the activities are done, more and more people are coming onto the website. We need to track the ranking, how it is behaving. Let's say if some optimization was done on a particular keyword, how is that keyword ranking? So all that thing will have to be reported on a periodic basis, either it be a weekly or a monthly basis. And based on the study, again, maybe they will have to start with the keyword research. This particular behavior you will see across all the channels in terms of digital, because what happens is digital marketing is a continuous process. It's not a process where you start one fine day and it's done. It's a continuous process which needs to be done again and again. And understand that these are just the major activities. I've just given you a glimpse of this particular thing, or else SEO itself could be, if we start with the sessions, we could go on for multiple number of days just explaining you SEO. Now, let me explain you one particular concept of SEO, which is the featured snippet. Many of you would have seen this large kind of paragraphs which come on the organic search result when you're searching for something. These are termed as featured snippets. For gaining the featured snippet, let's go through the process. I'm going a little technical over here, but need to help you understand that, okay, how detailed the operations are, even if you just select SEO. The objective is, many of the entrants into the digital marketing industry believe that, okay, they should be knowing each and everything in terms of digital marketing thoroughly, and they should be master of all the channels. But that's not the case. It's desirable that you master channels one by one. Once you gain complete expertise in one channel, and if you yet have more energy to explore more channels, that's better. But just generalizing on the channels is not something which I recommend. So moving on to the featured snippet. When we're looking at the featured snippet, what happens is we start with the keyword research. As we did for all the SEO activities, we try to understand what are people asking the questions. So people are asking questions around, let's say, how to tie a shoelace. So that could be one of the long tail keyword. And what we need to do is, now when people are asking that, okay, how to tie a shoelace, we need to create informative content around it. Either it be in terms of video or it be a textual content. We need to do the right formatting, make it precise as per the limits which Google likes. So if you look at this particular result, it would be somewhere around 40 to 50 words. And that's something which Google likes. And that's where it's going to rank something which comes in the featured snippet. After that, we need to take care of the language, the hygiene, grammatical errors or something like that. Google definitely does not want a badly written language or spelling mistake, a content with some spelling mistake getting featured over here in its property, right? So that's where language also becomes very crucial. Other than that, the header, images, etc. also needs to be taken care of. Plus the structured markup. Now, what Google does is, for making it easier for itself to understand that this content is specifically written for Google, it has a code markup. So how your HTML code is there for people who understand coding. In those, there are additional tags which you would term it as a schema markup or a structured markup. Once this is done, this particular process needs to be analyzed and repeated again and again. So this is how extensive one single step of SEO can go in. And people who join this particular stream need almost around, let's say, a year or two to become an expert at getting something at a keyword featured snippet position. So this is something which takes time. I see many of you raising the hands, but sorry, I won't be able to take the questions right now. I'll keep the last 15 minutes for you guys. Okay, moving on to search and display marketing. Now, when we spoke of owned media, earned media, and paid media, SEO was more often earned media, right? Because we had to earn that particular search rankings and other stuff on a different property, which is Google. On Google itself, there is search and display marketing. Display marketing could come on other platforms also. Search predominantly happens on your search engines. So when now we are speaking about paid marketing. For people who would not understand yet what is the difference between organic and paid, let me explain you by this thing. You search for, let's say, buy life insurance online, and you get this particular result over here with an ad written above. So this is something where ICICI Prudential Life Insurance is paying Google for each of the user who clicks on this particular search result. This result doesn't come organically. Similarly, when you search for shoes online, maybe Myntra is coming organically over here, but if you see the widgets over here, which are sponsored, that's also coming from the paid results on Google. And these are display ads because you see some images over here. We term this as search ads. You would also see display ads when you go to, let's say, Midday or some other publisher websites, and you see such kind of banners on the website. These are all paid. The way you execute this paid ads is via platforms like Google Ads and Bing Ads. You can create an account on this particular platforms and you can run the ads. For people who want to experience paid marketing, Google currently has this promotion of offering you 2,000 rupees promotional credits when you start with paid marketing. So for people who want to get into digital marketing, it's the right time to go through some detailed courses of Google paid marketing on Upgrade and to execute your campaign for your website or somebody else's website. Again, in terms of paid, what are the activities which a user performs? So a user will start with keyword identification over here too, because keywords is something which most of the people would start their campaign with. Group these keywords in terms of ad group. So let's say keywords related to shoes may all get combined into one group. Keywords related to sari may get combined into another group. Different marketers who may use different strategies. Some of them may segregate it in a different manner that, okay, I'll segregate all the transactional keywords, which is buy related keywords in a particular manner. But I'm not getting into the details. For the purpose of generalization and just for an overview, as of now, we'll just restrict an ad group as a group of keywords. Once a group of keyword is created, what we need to do is an ad needs to be created for that particular thing. That, okay, when a person is searching for shoes, that particular ad or the text is displayed. You saw this particular text in the result of ICICI Pru Life in some of the previous slides. And a link needs to be created to that particular page where you want to take the user. When you click on that result, you want to take the user to a particular page, so the link needs to be created. Once this particular thing is done, there needs to be targeting, because you don't want to pay Google for all the people searching for shoes. Maybe some student is searching for an image of shoes for his school project. So maybe you want to restrict, you know that the buyers on my website are usually 18 plus, and you want to ensure that you don't want to pay for the school kids who are searching for some images and coming on your website. So that's where you could do some targeting over here, and based on that, modify the settings in a paid campaign. Once you're done with that, you can set up the bids that, hey, Google, I'm going to pay you, let's say 10 rupees for each user that you get on my website. I don't want to pay more than say 1000 rupees in this particular duration. So all those campaign settings could be done in the Google or Bing ads. Sorry, Bing was the previous terminology used for Microsoft ads. Once that is done, you will do lots of reporting and analysis, because you don't want to pay for not so great traffic coming on your website. So you will get into much detailed analysis to understand that, hey, am I paying Google for the right kind of audience which they're bringing me? And you will also check the ad relevance and the quality score. Once this is done, you may decide that I would like to go back to the keyword research and move further. Okay. Moving on to the next channel, which is social media marketing. I believe this channel needs a list amount of introduction, because most of you would be on the social platforms like Pinterest, YouTube, etc. In terms of social media, the activities which goes around are content ideation. That's where a person decides that, hey, this is the kind of content which I want to create. And this is the content which people are going to appreciate on a social media. Once that is done, they create the text, image, video, content, etc. for that particular post. One other crucial activity for the social media is posting the content regularly. I see many marketers make one mistake is they start the post and then they do not have any regularity. They'll do one post on Monday and then the other post comes after 2 weeks or something like that. That's not a desirable strategy. If you're on social media, increase the number of posts which is happening, but yes, don't bombard your followers with too many posts, let's say 5 posts going every day. That's also not desirable if you're an individual, but be consistent and be regular with this particular activity. Join lots of groups on the social media so that your message or your post can reach multiple people. Engage with the audience. Don't only be a person who's posting updates from his end and expect his or her end and expecting that somebody else is going to like, share it. You also need to engage your audience. Sometimes do like what they are sharing, do comment on their post. That will help you to build a relationship with the people who are connected with you. Many times, to spread the awareness in a much faster way, you may have to resort to paid advertisement also. So you would have seen on many social media platforms, you have that boost option available through which you can enhance the reach of the post. That is, the post is visible to more and more people. And many of you people, when you log into your Facebook or some other channels, you will see many posts coming in as sponsored. So those are all the people who have done paid advertisement, and that's why you're seeing those posts. Again, once this is done, reporting and analysis needs to be done in terms of understanding that, hey, are we getting the right visits? Are the users giving us the right return on investment? So it should not happen that you are spending thousands of rupees and you're getting just 100 rupees of conversion from those particular transactions. Unless you are a Flipkart or an Amazon who wants to spend in the initial stage to gain more and more customers on their platform. And so they don't mind making a loss in terms of the ad spends which they are doing. Moving on to video. Again, this channel also needs little intervention. There would be, again, a little bit of overlap between a video and this social media. Both these platforms would be termed as social media. But the specific reason why I included this is this would be one of the most lucrative channels if you have a creative ability and you can create your own videos and do great things. If you do this, let's understand what could be your earnings. On an average, we see that platforms here like YouTube pay around $1 for 1,000 views. So if 1,000 people see your video for a particular time, you get $1 as a publisher fee or as an content creator. That means for around 1 crore views, you get around $10,000. $10,000 is nothing but 7.5 lakh Indian rupees. Now let's see at some of the influencers who are doing really good on YouTube, etc. So I'll take the case of this particular gentleman, BB Wines. His channel is termed as BB Wines. In the last 5 months, he has created around 10 videos. And you see on an average, each of his video, this is the video he posted yesterday and he got 92 lakh views on this particular video. The video was Lockdown Queen. And similarly, you will see that on an average, around 1 crore people see his videos. He gets almost 1 CR view on each of his video. So considering he's creating 2 videos and each video gives him almost around 7.5 lakh rupees. 2 videos could give him around almost 15 lakh. So he's earning just from this one platform 15 lakh rupees every month. Similarly, you have people on TikTok who are doing really good. This lady has almost around 25 million followers and this gentleman has 13 million followers. Both of them earning in a range of 5 lakh to 20 lakh as per medium.com. But yes, if you're not good at creating videos, the only thing which you can do is run ads, and these are the display ads on which can be executed on the videos. Moving on to the next channel, which is content marketing. Many of you would have visited multiple websites like blogs, etc. And these websites are created for the purpose of creating content for the users. When this is created, the objective is to provide the right information to the end users. And if you are good at content writing, if you like writing articles, I would recommend that you start with a blog or a website by yourself on platforms like WordPress, which will help you create some blog like this, and it could be your stepping stone into the digital marketing industry. It's important when you want to enter a particular industry, you need to accumulate some knowledge, some experience. Maybe you may not be finding the right job or an entry position into the industry, but starting up with your own blog and writing content could add a lot of value to your CV or resume. Moving on to affiliate marketing and remarketing. Let's understand what is affiliate marketing. In the traditional industry, let's say you are an owner of a shop and somebody tells you that, hey, I'm going to get you a customer, but you will have to give me, let's say, 5% commission for every customer who comes and does a transaction in your shop, who buys something from your shop. That's the same thing which happens with the internet industry as well. Platforms like Flipkart, what they do is they pay you a commission if you promote their links on your website. So you're bringing customers to them, and what you earn is a commission from Flipkart when the products are purchased. I'll give you an example of one of my relative who uses this particular Twitter handle to promote investment books. He earns almost around 30,000 rupees per month while promoting his books via Amazon. So Amazon pays him almost around 30,000 per month. Good money, isn't it? There are multiple other agencies or products which have come up in the affiliate space itself, where companies like WeCommission or DGM, what they do is they connect with the advertisers, they connect with the publishers, and they connect with the agencies also and bring all of them on their one single platform so that you don't have to do all the groundwork. Because let's say if you are at an organization like Flipkart, and if you have to connect with so many publishers, it's a huge task for you. Companies like this already have multiple publishers in the tunes of thousands of websites who are registered with them as a publisher. Now, when this thing happens, if you're paying B commission, they will ensure that they can get you the right kind of traffic on your website, and you pay them in return for the traffic which you gained. In terms of remarketing, many times you people would have seen that you explored a particular sandal on a Flipkart or a Myntra website, and then you start seeing that you are being followed throughout the internet. Whichever website you go, you are seeing the shoes and related products which you have seen earlier over there. This is nothing but remarketing. Or if you're shopping for a bag, you continuously see Myntra pushing the bags across to you. Now, this is what is called remarketing. We'll get into more details of remarketing in the analytics stage, but as of now, I'll restrict it to this particular knowledge itself. Again, in terms of affiliate activities, there are multiple things which needs to be done, like connecting with the publishers, that is the individual websites, or they can connect with the affiliate network. Right. So if you are doing this particular role, if you're joining some company as an affiliate marketer, these are the activities which you will have to do. Then you will have to generate the feed of the products which you want to sell. The feed is nothing but each and every individual product list needs to be created and needs to be shared with the affiliate channels. Definitely you need to negotiate the commission, and that's where many of you who are finance, who enjoy doing finance, can step in. Measure the performance of each of these campaigns, make the payments accordingly, and do the right set of reporting. Moving on to next, which is influencer marketing. Let me give you a simple example of Hrithik Roshan having Bonvita in a particular movie. This is somewhere where an influencer is helping you subconsciously enhance your consumption of Bonvita or promoting this particular brand in this particular manner. The same thing happens over the internet also. When you're reading an article around, let's say, how to drape a sari or something, you suddenly see that, hey, this is the post and this is the video, and I would recommend that you buy something from Amazon. This particular collection is really good. Now, that's something where a person has provided you the content and now trying to monetize it by taking you to Amazon, where Amazon would give them a few percentage of the share of the transaction which you do on that particular website as an affiliate commission. Now, if you land up into this particular industry, one important thing for you to understand is how do you create this kind, how do you find this kind of influencers? One easy tool to do this is BuzzSumo. In a tool like this, let's say if you are searching for something around fashion, you type the keyword fashion and you will see that, hey, who is writing around fashion? India Times, today.com, 22words.com. Maybe you don't want to reach out to India Times, but this particular website seems interesting. It has registered almost around, so this particular website seems decent, and maybe you just reach out to Narshima Kutan, who is the owner of this particular website, and try to crack a deal with this particular influencer. Similar to other channels, again, influencers have to do multiple activities. Because of the dearth of time, I may not get into this particular details, but as if the video will be shared with you, so you can go through this later. Moving on to email marketing. This is something which many of you are well aware of. So many emails coming in your inbox, and you're asked to click on that particular thing. So multiple activities again go around email marketing, like procure the database, create lead magnets. When you are on a website, it tells you that, hey, if you want to get this information or download this particular e-paper, kindly provide your email and you will be able to download the PDF. That's called a lead magnet. what the user is trying, where the website is trying to do is trying to take your email ID. So then you can be included in their email marketing database, and then you can receive regular emails from them. You need to create the email marketing tools, create the email, use relevant call to action. A call to action on this particular thing would be, let's say, visit us at this particular website.com, infodigi.com. And now this is the call to action that, okay, once you're read with the email, to know more, go on this particular website. That's the call to action, which is a very crucial element of all the email marketing. Send out the email and do the data analysis. Coming to the marketing analysis, and this is one common piece which you saw in all the other channels earlier, the data analysis. Now, what's the objective of any digital campaign? All the digital campaigns need to know that need more and more reach, that more and more people need to come onto the website. It's similar to your store, physical store, where you need more and more footfalls or customers coming into your website. You want to improve the experience of the users who are coming on your website. The same is the case with the store. The same is the case with an online website also. You want to improve the experience of the customer so that they do transactions more with you. A journey like this is not easy without doing lots of experiments. You do experiments at a physical store also, maybe in a rack where a grocery store is there. What you may do is you may place some product in the front and some product in the back to understand that are more people consuming this particular product, right? So you do experiments over there. Similarly, in the online world also, you need to do experiments around it, which will help you to identify new opportunities, and definitely the things which are not working, you will discontinue. So the data analysis which we did in all the channels ahead, one thing which is common over there is why is it being done? So that you keep on identifying new opportunities and you keep on discontinuing what is not working for you. Let's take example of some of the basic analysis which you will do if you are in digital marketing. You may use tools like Google Analytics and Adobe Analytics a lot. Again, this would be covered more in the analytics courses on Upgrade. But let's say some of the basic analysis which needs to be done. How many number of visitors came on your website? What were the kind of visitors? Were they kids or were they adults who would do transactions on your website? That's also important. Where are they coming from? Did one single visitor come multiple number of times and gave you more visits? If that is the case, that's a loyal customer which you're building in, who is coming to your website regularly and trying to engage more with your website. So that's a good sign. How many people are just dropping in terms of visits? They just come on your website and leave the website immediately. That's a bounce. What are the entry pages? Where are people coming in more from? What are the exit pages? What are the pages where people see the page and exit from the website? You know that, hey, I need to build more of pages which are similar to my entry pages, and I need to improvise my exit pages so that people don't exit the website and stay on my website more. How many number of transactions is a person doing? If you're an e-commerce store or something, how many number of transactions are happening? Or if you're content website, how many number of people are giving you their email ID? Let's say that could be one of the conversions. How many transactions are happening on the website? This is some basic analysis, but let's get into some more complicated analysis. If some of you enjoy to make it more complicated and would like to take it to the next level, you could do something like this as well, right? Now, let's say this is an example where a person has purchased dress from you and from your e-commerce store, and you know that, hey, 26% of the people who buy dresses also buy heels. But only 14% of the people who buy kurtas, 14% of the people who buy kurtas would buy heels. So you know that, okay, when you want to sell something else along with the kurta, you will sell flats. A normal salesman in a physical store would do it manually. He or she would understand that, hey, definitely somebody who's buying kurta needs to be shown flats and not something else. But the conversion rate would be higher in dresses. So he or she would show the right kind of products to the customer and try to close more and more business. But in an online world, this happens all via data analysis because there's no human interaction, but you need to present this on your particular page. So when a person is buying, let's say, has just completed buying a shoe or a dress, in this particular case, the most likely thing that you can show that, hey, customers who bought this also bought this heels. So then the person after buying the dress moves on to heels. So this is the advanced analysis which can be also done if you are interested more on the analysis front. Now, this is the concept where you're mapping your products with the other products, which helps you create efficient remarketing campaigns. So when you see a sandal, they know that along with the sandals, more of these floaters would go. If you're buying a watch, they know that, okay, the person who may buy this tab. Or if you saw a particular variety of bag, they know that, okay, the person did not buy this particular bag. There is a high probability of them buying this bag. And that's where in a remarketing campaign, this kind of concepts are used extensively. There are several other practices and terminologies which I'll not be able to cover in this session, but just want to leave you with this particular thought that something like, let's say, mobile marketing, where people are showing ads on the apps, SMS marketing, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, where what you could do is people are there on LinkedIn and you want to directly connect with those people and try to give a proposition that, hey, I'm manufacturing this particular product or I'm providing this particular service. So you use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to reach out to them. Marketing automation is something which is gaining more foothold. We see more and more people automating the campaigns, but don't get scared because of this word automation. There is enough amount of growth and enough amount of growth happening to accommodate each one of you in this particular industry in the near future. So that's one thing which is happening. And in fact, it becomes a good tool for you to automate your campaigns and reduce your manual work. Then there are practices like online reputation management, where what you could do is, let's say if somebody said something negative about a particular product. Let's take an example of Maggie when it was going through that particular stage where people were saying you should not consume Maggie. So what organizations like that, Maggie can do that, they could build a campaign around online reputation management where they engage not many bloggers and other people to write around the good benefits of Maggie and then create a positive environment around Maggie. So that's online reputation management. We have concepts like conversion rate optimization, where you want to enhance the number of people who are coming on your website. You want to increase the transaction which they do. Those are practices like conversion rate optimization. Growth hacking, where you want to create more growth for the organization. But yes, that leaves you with one question: where do I start from? Right. So I would suggest that all of you start first understanding what are your core strengths. Are you good at analysis? You may want to get into data analysis. If you are good at technical, you may want to get into SEO. If you like numbers, finance, etc., you may want to get into affiliate marketing, blogger outreach, etc. If you are a good video creator, maybe create your own channel on YouTube, TikTok, etc. If you're good at content, write your own blog and provide content creation services. If you're good at networking, maybe you want to join social media. If you're good at photography, maybe Pinterest, etc. is something which will provide you more growth. If you love sharing your knowledge, maybe you just create posts on Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. and enhance the followers who are going ahead. So there's not one single channel which I'll recommend for all of you, but you will have to evaluate based on your strengths, which is the channel which you would like to go ahead with. I would recommend that you people connect with the industry more. If you feel that, hey, I'm going to join, let's say, the social media industry. I want to get more into the social media. Connect with people who have been doing social media and who are placed in organizations like Myntra, etc. Connect with them, understand what they are doing, what they're posting online, learn from them, and then accordingly invest that learning and implement that learning on your website, on your post, or the work that you do. That's the way you will be able to enter this particular industry. With that, I'll leave the floor open for questions.
Brilliant. And thanks so much for that, Kaushal. I think very informative in terms of the various roles and things that people can get into. So I think I'm going to start taking all the Q&A now. So, do keep your questions coming in. I will be picking up the questions and asking it to Kaushal. Right. So Kaushal, I think just to start off with, I think you touched upon this earlier as well during the session, Now, with all that's happening with COVID-19 and the entire situation, right? Now, how is digital marketing as, as a skill, as an industry, as a career going to be right now? How is it going on right now? And how is it going to be once this entire episode or this entire thing ends? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Stephen, what's happening currently is many of the marketers have stopped campaigns like paid campaigns, specifically where lots of money is being paid to Facebook and Google, because these are paid mediums and an easy stop and an easy start is possible for this particular channels. So many of them have stopped their campaigns on Google, Facebook, etc. But they are thinking more in terms of organic, because many more people are on social media, many more people are searching these days. It's a sudden rush for the organic channels, where the earned channels are seeing a growth even during the current circumstances. Once the situation is completed, we see that the offline stores are going to lose, the offline mediums are going to lose, and the online medium is going to increase. So we took cases like SL Communication, SL Group, where they're moving out from the stores and investing in the online medium. So this is going to happen more. And that's where we see that as compared to what was earlier predicted in terms of growth, which was that 4x growth in India, may become a much larger growth now.
Got it. Got it. And, specifically for, those wanting to, build their careers into digital marketing right now, let's look at it in two spectrums. Okay. Those who are already working in digital marketing and those who are looking to build their careers in digital marketing. For both these different buckets, what would you suggest? So for those looking to build their career, should they get into this, pick up this skill right now and, start building into it if they're freshers? And for those who are already in this, should they be looking at different ways to upskill themselves or doing different things to ensure that they safeguard their jobs in the long run?
Yes. So what I recommend in such kind of cases, I'll take both of this questions separately. I'll just answer it in two parts. For the people who want to enter the industry, that's an easy thing, considering that there is a gloom in terms of the many other industries which are operational right now, and people are losing jobs in those industries. Definitely, digital marketing is one industry where you're going to see growth. Why? Because even with this growth of, let's say, a $5 trillion economy, which the Prime Minister had announced, it is expected that 20 to 30% of that contribution is coming from digital mediums. So it's a no-brainer that this particular industry, while the overall ecosystem may grow at a much slower pace, but even that is a considerable growth for India to move to that 5 trillion. But digital in the current environment is going to see the highest growth in that particular thing, and its share of the total GDP is going to increase to almost around 20 to 23% or so. That's what the market number says. Now, considering this, for the newcomers, new entrants, it's a no-brainer. Digital marketing is one of the best industry. For the people who are already there in the digital marketing industry, what they need to do is currently invest time in upgrading themselves. While I mentioned initially that you need to master each of the channels, so you need to understand that, okay, if you are in a particular industry, have you become the master of that particular channel? If not, invest more time in that same channel first before you jump onto some other channels. Don't try to become a jack of all in case of digital marketing. It may sound as a single word that, okay, I'm a digital marketer, but it's not easy to be a digital marketer for all the channels and be an expert on all the channels. Even one channel can give you good amount of revenue for multiple years to come. You saw some of the cases of those video creators, right? So I would say that become expert on one channel. But if you're already an expert and you feel that, hey, I'm the go-to person, I'm the thought leader in the industry, then yes, you may explore some other channels. We term this as a T-level knowledge, that where you become deep rooted into one particular knowledge, then you start expanding into the other verticals so that you are seen as an overall digital marketing professional. But if somebody tells me that, hey, I have 2 years of experience or 3 years of experience and I know all the channels really well, I'm going to be a little skeptic when the person tells me that he knows all the channels, because I know how much time and effort goes in just mastering one channel.
Yeah, correct. So what about, somebody, I just asked a question from Avik, asked earlier, today our current scenario is if you learn digital marketing, you're going to get a job at an agency, salaries which are close to 15,000 to 20,000 per month. Now, I'm
Yes.
pursuing my MBA with a strong interest in digital marketing, and my question is: will it be a right choice to work at at an agency after completing my MBA?
Yes, definitely. Why? I would just answer that. Now, let's say if a person has done an MBA and enters even at a lower salary, you'll see that the growth of this particular person in that particular domain would be much faster as compared to the other people. Having said that, many times it happens that the person is decided on that he just wants to do, let's say, social media, and he even after MBA, he wants to pursue only social media and he's not interested in doing management of teams or something like that. In those cases, I would say that there are enough number of MBAs outside. There is too much of competition. Don't invest those 2 years in MBA and then do the same thing which you could have done before your MBA, right? So when you're doing MBA, do it for managing people, managing large teams, and if you want to take your knowledge to the next level across multiple things. If you want to be restricted in one particular domain and you enjoy doing it, I would say better restrict to that particular knowledge. I hope that answers the question, because that point was MBA. So I'm not sure if it answers the particular question, but if I've unanswered something, you could let me know. I would happy to add more points to that.
No, I think that's helpful. You know, what about, I think we have around 30%. I see a lot of questions coming about, different courses, etc. We're going to have like a short 10-15 minute Q&A with Rumpa, who is ex Star Plus and has been an upgrade learner in the past. We just have a session with her for 10 minutes or so. So we will address those questions. Just coming back to you, Kaushal, we have around 30% of people who are in the sales and marketing function or industry right now. What would you tell someone who is, looking at digital marketing in this specific domain? If they are currently sitting in this domain, should they be looking to, move out, or should they look to stay? And what kind of role should they be looking at, going into for digital marketing?
So one thing which happens with the sales professional is they need to understand how many years of experience they have, do an analysis by themselves. So let's say if they're not finding any headroom for growth in their own organization, there are multiple opportunities even in the digital marketing organizations, where digital marketing organizations are looking for salespeople. They could join something like this. If they feel that, okay, they are tired of sales and they want to move into something else, maybe they are good at networking, maybe they can get into social media or channels like this, which is going to help them utilize their basic human intent of networking, and they would be more successful on social media and channels like this. Now, how to get into this particular thing is, I would suggest that while you continue with your job, try to build your own channel, own page, own website, at least one of these, and try to master that particular channel, because it's not
Hmm.
easy when you're already at a particular job getting a particular kind of salary. It's not easy to find a job where you will be considered a fresher at the same salary which you're getting in that particular organization where you are getting lakhs and lakhs of sales.
Hmm.
Considering
Yeah.
this, it's desirable that while you're on the job, start building your own property or own channel, and based on that, at least move to the next level.
Hmm.
Once
Okay.
you become an expert at that, you have demonstrated your skills, and then you say that, hey, see my Twitter channel, I have this many followers. Definitely people understand that, hey, this guy knows social media. He's not just a salesperson, he's actually a digital marketer who's looking out for a digital marketing job. So
Yeah.
first, you will have to transform yourself into a digital marketer by doing that activity parallel to the work which you are doing, and then move forward.
Got it. Got it. Just also on a one note for those who are experienced folk, we had quite a bit of senior folk over here. If somebody, there are two buckets again. I'm going to bifurcate. One is those who are looking to build their career again into digital marketing after 10+ years of experience, and those who are already sitting in digital marketing roles. Uh, for again those two buckets, is there anything specific, different that your word of advice in this COVID era, post-COVID era? What should they be looking at and doing?
So I'll repeat the question. There are two kinds of people you're saying. That one is people who are already from the digital background, and
Yeah.
the other is the people who have a few years of experience that want to move back to the digital industry, move into the digital industry.
So yeah, just for more the experienced folk who are 10 plus years experience and are currently in the digital marketing, industry, working in these roles, with what's happening in the industry with COVID-19, what is the landscape for them? What should they be looking at doing? Is there anything different they should be focusing on in this time? And for somebody who is also experienced and wants to move into this role, from a who's experienced, should he wait it out till this entire situation ends, or so those two questions broadly?
So I would say this is the right time to enter this particular industry. The situation may be a little grim at this particular stage, but you need to understand that everybody needs to become a good expert and demonstrate some skill set in digital, because unfortunately India has a huge number of people who are coming out of all these engineering colleges and who are available to get into this particular jobs. So what is going to make your resume stand out from those people is that additional learning or skill set which you have demonstrated by actually working on a particular platform. So that's where I would yet say that continue building your own website or something like that, or look out for opportunities where, let's say, as an affiliate partner, you could help some organization drive more sales. You can provide your leads or something to them and gain commission from those people, and create a win-win situation for both of you. Now, this is how you will slowly and steadily enter the digital marketing industry, because for an experienced person, even in the current state, uh, there are less number of opportunities in the digital marketing stream also, because many of the people are not recruiting. That's where, even at InfoDigit, I'll tell you a case that, okay, we were having 10 open positions before the situation. As of now, we have kept a pause that, okay, once we resume back into offices, that's a better time where we would like to start the recruitments. So this is the time when you build the skill sets. Once the offices are back to normal, that's the time where you should be ready for the interviews, because positions will open up, positions will come back. And that's the time you should be ready with your resume with skill sets which can be demonstrated over there. So for the people who are outside, this is the best way. For the people who are inside, especially in India, I see lots of gap in terms of data analysis. People do marketing, but they don't analyze the data. So that's one industry, a stream of knowledge which I would say that people should enhance. They could write more blogs, they could create more videos around it, demonstrate that, hey, I know my stuff, and become a master at what you're doing. Don't jump across different channels that, hey, there is no paid right now and I've been doing paid for 2 years. It's all gone down the drain because there are no searches happening right now. Nobody's spending. Let me move to something else. Don't do that. Master that skill which you have gained over the last 2 years. Work on that particular platform. Showcase yourself as an expert. Tweet more around it. Do more posts around it, and show the world that yes, you really know this particular channel. That's what my advice would be for the people who are existing in the industry to do in the current circumstances.
Got it. That's really helpful. Brilliant. Rumpa, can you also hear me right now?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm just starting.
Sure. Cool. I'll circle back to you, Rumpa, in a minute or so. So, Kaushal, I think thank you so much for doing this session with us. Just for everyone, we're going to ask one final question to Kaushal, and then we'll move on to Rumpa. Rumpa is an existing finished her upgrade program, and for all those who are asking questions, upskilling, what should I do, how do I go about it, we're just going to have an open Q&A with somebody who has pursued an online program, and ask any questions you have regarding that with Rumpa. Now, specifically, Kaushal, for you, for those who are asking, there are various people who are experienced, not experienced, and asking about what are sources that they can go to who want to start their careers into digital marketing. Blogs or particular, sources that you have found helpful. Is it an online course good? Which online courses should I go for? Just on that note, can you, as a final word, just touch upon that and give your final thoughts, and then we'll circle back to Rumpa. And just for everyone else, we just have a session next week as well. If you are interested, please do, add that in on the chat. I'm adding on the chat. We're going to have it current Paytm digital marketing expert and ex-Amazon who will be talking about the funnel journey of customers. So do sign up for that if you're interested. Anyway, Kaushal, you can finally close with your thoughts.
Perfect. So in terms of the knowledge sharing, let's say for each of the platforms, there is two kinds of knowledge which you need to gain. One is the basic knowledge. Now, let's say I spoke about various channels, and with the little time, I just gave you that, hey, what happens in this particular thing? And is this the right career for you, right? It helps you in that particular decision that, hey, I'm interested more in video creation, and maybe I should explore video creation. But how do you do it? People should go through courses like Upgrade, understand that particular thing in a little detail. Again, these courses will give you some amount of knowledge which will come in, right? But practice what you learned out of an Upgrade course. That's where you will become a real master, and you will ensure that the knowledge which you gained is imbibed within you. Just gaining the knowledge about a social channel is not going to help you. Learn social marketing and do social marketing. Maybe even on your own page, if you cannot do anything else, you do not have any clients, create an page for, let's say, an NGO or some of the activity which you are interested in. Maybe planting trees in your area. Create a page around it and implement your learnings into that particular page. That's where you learn more and more about a particular channel. If you're interested in SEO, create one website or optimize some particular website for a particular ranking. Now, this is where your knowledge will transform, and whatever you acquired as a learning will get imbibed within you. That's something which is needed in the industry right now. There are many people who just feel that, okay, I've done a course, they've become master at that particular thing, but that's not really true. So learn as well as implement the knowledge. That's the last few words which I would like to share with you.
Great. Thanks so much, Kaushal, for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Stephen, and the Upgrade team for hosting me. And thanks to all the participants who are here. It was amazing to see this many people, almost 650 people. I was amazed to see that particular number of people who are interested in digital marketing. Just one last thought. There are enough number of opportunities in the industry once the market opens up. It's time for you to upskill yourself and upgrade yourself. Thank you.
Thanks, Kaushal. Thanks so much. I'm just going to circle to you now, Rumpa. Can you hear me? Thanks, Kaushal.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi. Okay, so everyone, we're going to just have a short Q&A with Rumpa. Rumpa is an existing, has finished her program, pursuing a digital marketing program with Upgrade. And we're just going to have an open Q&A with her, different questions that you might have. I'm just going to float a poll, for which you might have different questions that you'd like to ask Rumpa specifically. Was it the careers aspect about pursuing an online program, assignment case studies, content, etc.? Did you just vote in what do you want to know more? And, I'll take that up with Rumpa. So Rumpa, why don't you just start with just talking about, how was your overall experience, pursuing an online program? How did you go about making a decision to, do that? Where were you in your career at that point, and how did it all, phase out or plan out?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Stephen, for having me here to talk to your audience. And thanks, Kaushal, for such a wonderful session for me.
Why don't you start, Rumpa, with just giving a brief background on your profile, your experience right now, how many years and where you've worked, and then you can get into it.
Sure. So I am basically from Kolkata. So I started my career way back in 1996. Maybe most of you weren't born then when I started my career. So I have been all through in media. So I had started from outdoor. Then I moved to print. I worked for a long stint in Times of India. Then from there, I moved to television. So I joined Star way back in 2011. Because after print, I wanted to move to television. That was the transition from for me from outdoor to print to television. So, and I had been a marketer also, where I have launched products. I have opened new business opportunities. I have worked extensively with customer understanding, customer research, working on campaigns, designing campaigns, briefing agencies, working on the entire on ground, online, everything, on air, off air marketing initiatives. So I was hearing a lot of interesting questions, and a lot of people have this query in mind that why should I do a digital marketing course? What is in there for me? So when I joined Upgrade last year, I was 45 plus. But having a long stint in marketing, what I felt that not knowing digital is no longer an option for you. Whether you want to pursue a full-fledged digital marketing career or you want to be where you are, you have to know digital marketing. Because without knowing digital marketing, I don't think in today's world you can exist. If you want to work, you want to do business, whatever you are doing, not knowing digital marketing is not an option anymore. I'll give you a very like one real life experience. So before COVID, I had been to my parlor, which is run by a lady who is 55 plus. So after I had my like all my services done, I was waiting to make the payment. So she was asking me, what is it? How are you doing? What are you doing now? So we just started to chat. Then you will be surprised to know she started to ask me that how do I promote my parlor on digital, on Facebook? What should I do? How it should be done?
Wow.
So if a 55-year-old woman who is no way related to digital marketing, has no idea, has no kind of link to digital marketing, has no link to marketing, has never maybe have advertised in print or kind of the cable channel also local. Now she wants to be on digital and she's asking me, what should I do? I have my Facebook page. I have made the Facebook page for my parlor. What should I do? You please guide me. So that is the kind of influence of digital in our life. So hence, I think the best decision I took last year was to start this course in Upgrad. So same time last year, May, I began my journey. And one more very important thing you should all know is that, see, the most important thing is knowledge. In whatever position you're working, you will always be working with teams. So even if your work is not SEO, your work is only say content marketing, or your work is only like traditional marketing, but not knowing something will not help you. Because when you go for a meeting, if somebody understands that you don't have the adequate knowledge, even if the agency is working for you or doing the stuff for you, and he understands that you don't have the adequate knowledge, his respect for you will go down, and the way he will work with you, the way he will deliver things to you, the quality of the work will like go down. You will not be, see, also you will not be able to understand where he is going wrong. Because end of the day, when you are driving a project, you should know where to step in, where to guide, what to do the right way. So knowledge is something which will always equip you to deliver your best. Whether you go for an interview, whether you go for your boardroom meetings where you're meeting your client, everybody respects a knowledgeable person. So as much as you can learn, that is important to like, and will help you to go ahead and do well in life and in your career. Secondly, in today's world, when after this COVID thing happened, I think digital has become the option, because you don't know when your outdoors will again be there, or whether people will spend that much of money and invest in outdoors. You don't know print ka kya hoga. Print, people have stopped like getting like papers to like the newspapers to their homes. Television, you have limited space, because see, a 30-second commercial mein how much can you say? So there are the limitations in television. Also television viewership is going down. OTT, it's coming up, yeah, but paid. But digital is something where you can spend little, yet you can get you can actually build your story in the way you want to. A radio, people will tell you, mujhe like 40-second ka commercial dejiye. A television will say, yeah, 30-second commercials work. They all have their parameters, and that is all one-way communication. After COVID, what will happen is that it's a very sensitive market it will become, because you have to understand that people have gone through enough. A lot of people are losing their jobs, their buying will come down. People are in a very uncomfortable position. They have like their own like set of issues. So you cannot just go and sell product to them. You have to also resonate and be a very like, as a brand, you have to have a lot of empathy. But you cannot build empathy in any other traditional medium. The only medium which helps you to do that is digital, where you can engage beyond just product, like product facilities or the product specifications. You can talk, you can build stories, you can engage in many different ways. And that is the power of digital. And I think you like we should all hence take kind of a notice and like engage in learning as much possible.
Yeah, Brilliant. I think brilliant introduction. Just in terms of, how was your experience learning something online? After how many years did you say, let me, pick this up? And once you started, what was that like? The full year or the 11-month certification? What was that like? Did you learn a lot? What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, so I did my graduation in 90s. After that, I did my MBA. So yeah, after a long time, I came back into serious studies. And before joining the course, when I was doing like couple of homework and going through a lot of these online courses in Udemy and all of these, so like kind of I became very nervous that, oh my god, what is it all? I'm not being able to understand. How do I manage? I used to go to my digital team in Star Plus and ask them questions, and I used to sometimes feel very stupid. Oh my god, what silly questions am I asking them? And it was such a kind of a
Yeah.
confusing space for me to be in. Then I saw that this digital team, like my regards to everybody, but they always said, oh, this is what things happen. Oh, this is how things happen. And because I didn't have that knowledge, I could never convince them, no, yeah, I don't want this, I want this. So then when I saw this course in Upgrad and I went through some of your kind of this session, like these kind of sessions, then I got kind of tempted, no, let me now start. It's enough is enough. I now need to learn it. I can't like depend on others' mercy to like teach me digital. So yeah, so one good thing about this course was that from the day I joined, it gave me a feeling of coming back to school. Not in the bad sense, but see, sometimes now when you're learning something, a bit of hand holding is very important, and you need somebody to make the entire journey very comfortable for you. I was seeing some of the questions which was saying that like some of the online courses are so cheap. Why is your course a bit expensive? Why should I not do from Udemy? Why should I do here? See, learning on your own is not easy. Yeah, there might be a percentage of people who are very genius. They can quickly go online, learn, come back. But for like the most of people, you need a bit of hand holding and a kind of a discipline, which is very important, because there is so much to learn. That like digital is not just 1 hour or a 1 week. Lot of nowadays I see a lot of 7-day course, 1 week course, 1 month course, but those are not enough. Digital is a vast area. You have to understand every field of digital in a very proper way, and then choose which one you want to go into, which one you want to build an expertise in. And then you also see, one thing is learning the theory, learning only what happens, how it happens. But it's also very important to do real life case studies, to do like work on projects, to be part of live sessions. So understand that how well you are being able to implement the knowledge you have gathered. And that is what I find that one the most benefiting in the upgrad course. That we used to have after each module, we used to have a real life kind of a project to work on. And you will not believe we had such a big group of people, and we were also so competitive. Everybody used to I got like this much score. Oh, I got this much score. So after every project, there was kind of a challenge. No, this time I have to top it. I have to get full marks. So it was a very fun experience. You had experts to go back to. They were all very easily reachable. They were all very supportive. You could reach out to anybody, like any one of them, ask your questions. You had a group of your mentors. You had your like people from Upgrad also who were there in like WhatsApp groups. Any time of the day, any hour, you can like message them and ask for whatever you needed. And a good bunch of like colleagues and teammates who were with you. So it was a good forum of knowledge sharing also, that because everybody shared what they are doing. We had the base camps where we went and met people. Also, when you saw some people who were so good, like people from Google, then like I would like to mention about Professor Desmukh. He had been a great inspiration for me during this course. I'm glad that I could meet a person like him during my course. So they all opened a new world of learning for you. And one very hard truth is that there is no end to learning. You cannot stop learning. The day you stop learning, you are finished. Even if you have mastered digital, next moment the thing is changing. So you can never stop learning. And everything you cannot learn from books or from some course material. to be in touch with people who are from the field, who are industry experts is also very important, which you will not get when
Yeah.
you do something like in isolation.
Hmm.
Also, after my course, I'm still part of upgrad. I still talk to people in upgrad. I talk to Mridal, I talk to other my mentors and all, Neha and all, and they're always there to find out how I'm doing, if I need any help or not. They always send me mail saying that, hi, this tool has been like, you go and find out, we have like uploaded some new topics to study, go and do it. So now also I'm doing those. After my course, I've done all my certifications, like for Google and all those things I have done. So you constantly, somebody is monitoring your progress, helping you to better in what you have already done. And yeah, they go on encouraging you.
Brilliant.
Because
That's really, really descriptive. Thanks so much. I think a lot of people were asking earlier about, the career aspect. Like, what's the careers? How do you build your career, transition your career after pursuing an upgrad program? So, what does that look like for you in terms of you looking out for roles differently, or what was that process for you? And what are the different facets that bring together the experience and the careers? I think you spoke about Mrinal, like who is he? What is that about, and how does the career coaches, if they are there,
yeah,
they help in? Like,
huh. So like while we were doing our course, so towards the end of the course, we had been assigned our career coaches and mentors. So there were two kind of options. If you are, say, like having a 10 plus years of experience, in that case you were like given an option whether you were like want to continue in your same role in your company and just you want to learn more to upgrade in your kind of position, or you're like looking for a transition. So see here what like Kaushal also said, suppose if you have a 10 plus years of experience and suppose you are have a 15 plus like 15 lakh plus kind of a like CTC, there if you want to start as a fresher in digital, you either, if you're so passionate about digital and your age also permits that, you can take a cut in your salary and you can start as a digital person. The other way around is, which is I think is also a smart way of doing it, be in your role and start to take projects in your company which involves digital marketing. And in this post-COVID era, what will happen? There will be a lot of job cuts. So the companies will also want to keep people who are multi-talented. So if I am a marketer and I can handle digital also, they will prefer keeping me than having one person for marketing, one person for digital. So you see, in your career, I will advise from my experience, you have to be proactive. Nobody will give you anything in a platter. So if you are 10 plus experience, start getting into projects into your own company. Suppose it's not in your department, reach out to people. People will always be happy if you are working extra and doing something more for the company. For those who want to take a transition, you have to first understand after doing the course that which field is kind of interesting you. Are you good, as like Kaushal said, are you good in analytics? Are you good in numbers? Are you good in finance? Are you a creative person? You have to analyze your strength. You cannot go by कि हाँ ये position में salary ज़्यादा मिलता है, so I will opt for content marketing, or I will work for SEM because SEM or SEO is the thing and I will get a good salary in that, or maybe analytics is a good, like it pays me well. Because if you don't love it and you are not passionate about it, you might start but will not do well. So first understanding, like while you're like doing the course, which one is interesting you more, which field is interesting you more, and don't just restrict to only what is being taught. Because while we were doing the course, we were also given a lot of additional study material. Suppose if you are enjoying content marketing, study more, go in depth, take more, like ask for more materials from your teachers and just master it. And then slowly, slowly, slowly build that parallel. You can also do a lot of freelance jobs. If you don't want to leave your job, continue with your job, do freelance parallelly so that you can master it. You can show it in your resume, see, I have done this projects. So this is how you can smoothly transition into things. See, one thing is important, don't look at money first. Build your expertise, money will follow. Build your knowledge, money will follow. And I can say that from my own experience. I
That's
hope I
brilliant.
could answer your question.
That is very relevant, I think. Yeah. What about those who are freshers, maybe who have just finished their grads or like MBAs, and are also looking at pursuing additional skill sets by looking at online courses or maybe upgrad program. what about them who are looking to transition their careers? How could they, you spoke a bit about experienced professionals. What about those who are, entry level and looking at transitioning or picking up a new role? What should they look at, and how do they go about it in your opinion?
See, those who are fresher, for them, they have a big opportunity because they have to understand that what I want to be. Do I want to be a marketer? Do I want to be a kind of a SEM person? I want to be an SEO person. Because if for them, it's an open thing because they have nothing to lose. They are starting afresh. And as I told you, digital, and as Mr. Kaushal also said, digital is the place to be now. You cannot avoid digital, and people are looking for it because I have been into in this position. I have worked for Star. I know the kind of opportunities, and people are looking for good digital person. Now, see, I have worked with a lot of celebrities. So now I am working for Indian Performing Rights Society, which is a kind of a regulatory body, which is like works with all the musicians of India. So if you see, they are not like professionals, they are not marketers in that they are not digital marketers. But if you go into their profile, if you see their profile, if you see their Insta pages, if you see their Facebook pages, you will be stunned. They are doing such good work on digital. So if you know the business as a fresher, you can also work for multiple celebrities. Who knows, you can handle like Salman Khan's profile, you can handle Shah Rukh Khan's profile. So, and people are looking for creative minds, people are looking innovation, people are wanting, and frugal is a new term in. So how well you can add, like give value for their money. So young people, for them, sky is the limit because they are not leaving something to get something. Like figure out what you want to do, how you want to do. Do you want to be an expert in social media marketing? Do you want to be into analytics? Choose your field, master it, do well. People, I want to open YouTube channel. Now I am working on a YouTube channel for my company. So I am like collaborating in people, like with people who knows YouTube, like how to launch a YouTube channel, how to make videos and how to market videos. So there is always need for good people, good resource. If you are
Brilliant.
talented, there will be no dearth of work.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That's so helpful. I think I'm going to ask final couple of questions, if that's fine, Rumpa. I know
Yes,
we've
sure.
overshot
Sure.
our time.
No, sure.
I think
Hope that helps. Yeah.
broadly, even can you just touch upon, just in with specifics to the upgrad program, 37%, just want to have some idea about the content, assignment, and case studies that was covered. Like, can you just help us through understanding what was the content like in terms of, was it engaging? Was it informative? Was it helpful for you? The assignments and case studies, did that add value to your career while you were, working and doing this program? Just shed some light on that.
Yeah. So one good thing about this study, like this course is that the entire digital marketing is laid out in phases, in parts. ऐसा नहीं that you are open to the entire thing and now you're like completely puzzled. And so when we started the course, there were a lot of people who are not marketers, who have no that kind of an idea about marketing. So we started with fundamentals of marketing. What is marketing? How, like what is kind of a consumer funnel? So we started from the basics. So here, what the good thing is that somebody, like, I will really appreciate the person who has designed the module, is that they have how they have married traditional into digital. You cannot leave the fundamentals of marketing. So knowing the fundamentals, now how you take the fundamentals of marketing into digital marketing. So we started from there. From there, then we started doing the SEM, SEO, display marketing. Then we went into social media marketing. Then we went into affiliate marketing, email marketing. So one by one, everything was like came one after the other. And at the end of each of this modules, we had one case study to do. So that gave you a clear idea whether you have understood that or not. It was not just question answer. So it was application based. So even if you have like read, and if you have not understood it, you will not be able to do the case study because it is entirely application based. We had we did real life campaigns on Facebook, on SEO, on display. We created our kind of ads. We had run those ads, and that was also so fun. We used to always go back and check and say, oh, my thing has got so many views. Oh, I am not getting views. What has happened? That was really fun, and yeah, it gave you a completely. I will say I was a person last year May who was completely ignorant about digital marketing. in 1 year, I have learned, I have designed a website. Oh yeah, there was one more module which helped you to learn the designing entire from wireframe to information architecture, everything, then keyword planning. So from a kind of a person who was zero, now I'm quite confident as a digital marketer.
Brilliant.
Now I pull up my agencies and tell them, "Ye kya kar rahe ho? Yeah, this is not how things are done." So I feel it was a good kind of a journey for me. Excellent. I pat my own back.
That's great. That's great. Thanks so much for that. Any final words you'd like to give, Rumpa, for those who are looking to build their careers, looking at different sources, wondering how to get into this, are fearful or scared or worried? Is this the right decision to make? Just maybe some final thoughts just from you who have done that, been there, and are sort of living that life now, having already made the decision. What's your thoughts for somebody like that?
See, I will tell like those who are thinking, don't think much. Don't think much. If you keep on thinking, the world will advance 10 times ahead of you. So don't think, because now I realize everything is happening very fast. There is no time to sit, think, kind of come back. Okay, I will, like 1 month later, I will take a call, or maybe 3 months, I will join the next course. It will not happen. It will not happen, and you have to learn digital marketing. So it's better the earlier you start, the better it is. Because if you go to a person and say that I don't understand digital, they will look at you as somebody who has come from some other planet. So I think that there is no point in thinking. If you feel that, see, you have come here, you are attending this webinar because somewhere this digital thing has pinched you. You have felt that somewhere I am not comfortable with what I know, or I need to know something about digital. So if you have felt that, you have joined this webinar, don't think much, join, do, finish it off. Otherwise, it will never happen.
Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah. Thanks so much for that, Rumpa. Thank you so much for joining us. So sorry for overshooting the time.
No, it's fine. So I also love talking to everybody. I could share my experience. That's great.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining. I think Kaushal is still here. It's great to see you, Kaushal, as well, still here. I saw him responding on chat as well. It's really engaging. Thank you so much, Rumpa, Kaushal, for joining us today. I think we will have more future sessions with you guys as well.
Sure.
So we'll keep you in the loop on that.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We've got another session next week with digital marketer from Paytm ex Amazon, who's going to be talking about customer journey funnel. How does that work? And he's going to go talk about it through through his experience in Amazon and how he developed the funnel journey there. So if you are interested, do join in. The links below. It's going to be a really, really good session. So join us for that. Thank you again, both Rumpa and Kaushal, for joining us.
My pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you guys in the future as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Please do stay safe. Please do stay indoors, and good night. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Kaushal. Thank you.
Good night. All of you stay safe. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.